The unipolar world. The unipolar world is, well, the concentration of the power in one. This does not mean that the one which has all the power has an absolute power over everyone else, but it means that its influence affects a great way how others act in consequence. Another example, let's bring again the United States, the US. The US, it's one of the biggest and strongest countries in the world, and a lot of people gets affected because of his actions. Well, mostly are, for example, Mexico. Mexico, without the United States, cannot maintain itself because of our dependence to them. So there's a sentence that I really liked. There's a reflection that I really liked, which is when the U.S. has a cough. Has a cough. We get a really bad illness. Okay, which means that we have a completely dependence on them. So what will happen when the US has a really big illness? What will we have? A cough? No, of course no. We'll die, probably. Okay? For example, when the Wall Street fell, the dollar incremented enormously, and we're paying for it. So it's pretty bad. Okay? The question about the unipolar world will be, how does the end of the Cold War relate with the unipolar world? The answer will also be creating a more stable world, as every superpower tries to become the leading nation worldwide instead of trying to help one another to develop new technologies to create a better world. What does that mean? For example, again, the United States. The United States, as I already said, is known as a warly country because it also enters wars. So ever since they see that, so these two countries have declared war to each other, let's help one to get money from it. Okay? Instead of trying to stop the war and bringing peace or helping each of them, they increases the chances of having more war, so they can get more money. Another example, less violence. Again, Mexico. We have completely dependence of the United States. If the United States, instead of making us pay for things or helping us with the debts we have, if the United States help us paying the debts that we have, we can be as good as them. But they don't want them because they want to have the power over us. And frankly, that's what they have. The last topic will be the digital era. The digital era is an era intimately associated with the technology of information and communication, which means that everything, let's say the main invention of the digital era will be the internet, because the internet is the thing that is now moving the world around us. One example of it is that we can talk. I can talk with my best friend from one place, and he can be, in China, in Japan, and he can be talking with me between, Facebook or even cell phone. But that's what the digital era is, part of the communication. Besides, if you ask our fathers, our parents, you can, they can tell you that they needed to, if they wanted information, they had to go to the libraries to read books and stuff, and we can just grab our smartphone or our computer, searching the internet, and in less than 10 seconds, we already have the information. Meanwhile, they needed to study like for an hour or two. Yeah, so the digital era is the one that makes us progress as a society, since the human is also searching for progress. And thanks to that, well, the digital era and the technology that now we can use, we can develop it easier. The question of this will be, how has the digital era influenced today's society? The answer is, in the way that people communicate and how fast nowadays we can find information, people, and things we enjoy in our everyday life. I already answered that by the information that I just gave it to you. Okay? Here are another complementary videos about the terrorism, the unipolar world, and the digital era. Okay? So, I guess this will be pretty much all. Here are the APA entries. Thanks for your attention, and thanks for this. See you later.